Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 144 of the Kpush podcast. Today, we got three guests. We got Liz and Dom, and then we have the wonderful, beautiful Nicholas V.
Ooh.
Is it Nicholas? Or
It is, yeah. That's my full name.
I like it.
It's Greek, dude. I didn't know that till this year.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, I Googled my name this year, and it's Greek, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Are you Greek? You look Irish.
That's what everyone says, yeah. I'm not Greek. I don't think every Nicholas is Greek, but it sounds cool.
I thought Nicholas was Russian.
That's what I thought too, like Nicholas.
Well, because there's Tsar Nicholas. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of Russian Nicks.
I'm pretty sure it does originally come from Greece. The Nikolaos.
Nico. Oh, Nikolaos.
That's what all the Greek people are still named. I've met a ton of Greek Nikos.
Yeah.
My name's Italian.
People named Nico.
I'm not Italian at all.
Name is Italian.
You look Italian.
I think my name is English.
Yeah, you look kind of Italian.
I think Elizabeth is English. Could be French or something.
No, this sounds Spanish.
Elizabeth?
Elizabeth.
Well, it's Elizabeth in Spanish, but I don't know where it originally comes from. It might be Latin.
I'm pulling it up.
I feel like it's British. Well, that's only just because of Queen Lizzie.
For people at home, Google your names.
Where's your name from?
Oh, come on, dude. Not my computer
your
being
name
gay.
just comes from the Bible, so I don't know who can take credit for that.
Yeah, I mean...
Not the way you spell it.
No. My mom spelled it black.
Yeah,
I always said that.
Wait, what? How do you spell your name?
Kris.
Oh, I thought you did that for the podcast.
No.
So your mom was like, yo.
His dad's name is also Christopher with a K.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But your dad has a PH and you have an F, right?
Yeah.
Weird.
So that's why I'm not a junior.
Weird.
It's weird. It's a weird thing.
It's a little bit weird.
It's a one letter and it takes away the junior.
Well, you'd have to have the same middle name, too.
Chris Jr.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that middle name. Middle names are gay. You know
Dom
what I
doesn't
mean?
have one. So you're not gay, Dom.
There's only two names.
You need a third?
What is this?
Gay.
What is this liberal agenda, dude? We need three names. Whoa, dude. Elizabeth is Hebrew.
Oh, yo,
Hebrew, so it's
so
Jew.
It works out.
Get out.
I'm all Jew.
You really are the most Jew.
I should have.
Whoa, dude.
I
The
should've-
fuck?
No, he always says anti-Semitic things to me. It's okay. We just deal with it.
I would never say that.
Pretend.
I've never made anti-Semitic comments. Ever. Not even with my roommate.
Surely.
Nick is full pro-Israel here, dude. You know, he's out here.
Whoa. We don't have to get all political up in here.
Whoa. I just,
Whoa.
he supports them. That's all.
He's really gay, dude. I hit some Jewish guy with that at a roast mic. They were like, you fucking... Someone yelled something about being from Pakistan or something, and he's like, I'm Israeli, and I was like, he's really gay. And I yelled it into the mic.
That's perfect.
I think I was pretty drunk, and I was like, yeah. Sick.
Really gay.
Speaking of shit you've been on, you were on that one show, the one that you were talking about at the gym earlier.
The Good Evening News.
Good Evening News.
Yeah.
Dude, talk about that shit, because that show seems fucking dope as fuck.
I love that show. Good Evening News rules. It's literally so it's turned into a community event too.
Yeah.
These two local comics that I'm good friends with, and I think Jack Timmons has always been a host, and I think he had a different host, and now it's Mikey Biggs is the co-host. But it's a comedy news show, and they start with headlines, and then you have space to do a presentation on the show, and it's the most fun. Everyone comes out and hangs out. There's regular crowd members a lot of the time, but it's a community
That's cool.
event.
And
and
you make
it's
the slideshow before you get there.
yeah. I made mine on my phone
That's cool.
because my laptop was geeking out, so I just pulled up the PowerPoint app on my phone, and then it's some of the most fun because it's stand up, but you get a visual.
Right.
You get to be you can just hit a button and a picture of a fat guy pops up. It's really funny. I saw one of my buddies, this dude Ike Rafferty, he did a self-defense instructional thing where it was him and another. They were selling a self-defense class, and one of the dudes was wrestling him down to the ground. I'm like,
On stage.
now call him gay while he's on the ground. It's so fun. Good Evening News rules. It's every Tuesday. It's at 10. You guys aren't old enough to come.
No,
Unfortunately.
not old enough.
Loser, but
You
yeah.
had JFK up there, and then you had the laser pointer.
That one, yeah, that was like,
Yeah, the promo they did for that was fucking hilarious with you.
yeah.
They edited that really well too.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Oh, did they record it?
Yeah.
They record the whole thing and then they upload it to YouTube?
Upload it to YouTube. They
Oh.
live stream it usually, and then they cut it and upload it to YouTube. And they were like, "Oh, dude, sorry, we fucking edited that. We didn't even like ask." I'm like, "Dude, that's awesome that you did that." You know?
Yeah,
So-
I don't know why they would even they would think you would care.
No,
like,
I
imagine
was-
if you did care.
I was hype. I was like, I don't want to do that on my own. They just did some shit for me.
Thank you.
But yeah.
Dude, that's fucking dope as shit. Are you getting on any other big shows? Any other cool shows you're getting on? Or are you still doing like the same, just the boat and sort of stuff like that?
I did do
around?
the boat. They just threw me up. I did the boat
Okay.
again recently, and that was actually really fun. The boat's cool. It's like a weird, like jazzy type. There's not a lot of people in there, and you're just
Sure.
kind of fucking around. It's not like a big crowd.
Okay.
You're just like riffing with people. And then let's see, what was the show I was just on? I'm on one tonight at the Sapien Center.
Yeah, you're performing in front of 75 people.
Yeah,
That's
pretty cool.
fucking cool.
75 is a good number. I like the. I think I got really lucky. I started in Fargo, North Dakota, and there's nothing to do there. So the open mic was like an event. Like, people would come out. Like, you know how Narbars, like, there's 6 people, 2 of them are blackout drunk. The other 2 are comics, and you're just like, whatever, the weather, you know, it's fucking doesn't. Narbar, I like that mic a lot. Not to Derek's gonna hear this and be like, you fucking piece of shit. But there are hell mics, and for some reason, when I was starting up, I got very lucky to have, like, this was treated as a show. And one thing, they used to reorder the list at an open mic, which is something that they only do at shows around
Right.
here. But something that happens at open mics here is, like, you'll get like 7 people in a row bomb their dick off, and then if there is an audience, it's not there anymore.
They left.
Many times physically they'll leave, but almost all the time mentally they've clocked out.
Yeah.
After 40 minutes of just shit, like, they don't want to listen anymore.
By the third bomb, it's over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard to recover and get that crowd
Yeah.
back.
You got to really, like, amp them up.
Right. After one bomb, it's not too bad. After
No,
one
because they're
bomb-
like, their hopes are still up.
Yeah. Right. Yes, that's true. That's a really good
It's
way
just
of
like
putting it.
the blackjack machine at the casino.
Right,
You ever
right.
see people just bust like 6 times and they're like, all right, I'm leaving this machine. And they go play the same game on a different machine, which is the craziest thing. Like, they'll just be like, I'll go play blackjack over here. It's the same odds. It's like still the same cards and everything. It's very weird. I never understood it. But yeah, dude, the reordering of the open mic list. If I ever run one, I'm going to do that.
Right.
It's just like where I'm from. Where I started, there's like 20 comedians in the whole town. So we all knew each other. We'd all seen each other perform, and we had like a feeling. We had a vibe for.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Smith was talking about that. He comes from a small town scene, sort of like that, and he described a similar thing where the open mic scene was an event, and you could pack it out pretty easily, sort of say.
Yeah.
But he also said that probably doesn't produce the best comedy. You know what I mean? Because he said that, you have someone like fucking, even you or Kent Hunter or fucking Cameron Illig, who are all pretty fucking young,
Right.
and they will go up and they will fucking smash.
Oh, right.
And they will go up and fucking smash right before you go up. And if you're a hard follow.
Oh,
You're a
right.
fucking hard follow. So if there's a lot of you. There's like a lot of you here who are just fucking young killers.
Appreciate
and
it, dude. Thank
trying to fucking follow you guys. You got to be on top of your game.
Yeah, that was a good test for me. I remember I think going up after people, like, okay, there's some comics here locally, and I just, like, the other day, I'm like, I'm going to start doing this. I've been at the open mics enough. I don't like bumping. I just don't. I feel like it's bad karma because people come there early and like. It just feels weird to show up and be like, my turn, and then leave while other people are like,
so strange,
just wanting to go home.
Yeah.
You know? But what I want to figure out is a way to like wait till someone fucking demolishes and then be like, put me right behind them, or just wait till I know someone who's like consistently pretty fucking good, and then be like, I have to follow them because I've heard. I know Rogan specifically talked about that when he was at the Comedy Store. They would like torture him.
Right.
They would put him up against, like, you know, like a 7-year comic would get off stage, and they'd be like, all right, throw Rogan up. And he would just drown. Or,
Right.
you know, eventually I think he obviously he figured it out.
Right.
But
like, the pressure following that kind of.
I think it was Andrew Dice Clay.
yeah.
I think they would put him up after Andrew Dice Clay, and so
Yeah.
Andrew would go up at like 11, smash for a whole hour,
Yeah.
and then they would all be leaving, and then Rogan would go up.
Yeah.
And like, dude, that's a fucking. How do you get people to stay in their seats,
Yeah.
let alone pay attention to you?
Yeah. That's fucking, I mean, to get off right, it's good. It's like training with a weight vest on, kind of. I think a lot of people, they want to cherry pick mics. Like, I remember when I first got here, I would do some shitty mics. I'd be like, what's the point? What am I doing? It felt like the needle wasn't moving.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not making any progress here. But the better thing to do is, like, you need, obviously, do good crowds and stuff. But also do shit crowds. Like,
Yeah. Bite the
go
bullet.
at the end of an open mic. Do that a bunch. Do, like, you know, hard shit. I can't remember who I heard talk about it, but they were like, that's these mics where you're like, what is the point? That's what ends up making you stronger. And so instead of like seeking out comfort all the time and getting super comfy, because I've had such good crowds where I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't want to go do X mic after that. It's like, I don't know. It'd be like having a 5-star meal. And then you're like, all right, back to chicken and rice or whatever the fuck you eat at home, you know. So, but that type of comfort, I'm hoping that people at the upper levels. It's a weird balance though, because I think if you get so good, it becomes hard to go to fucking normal open mics, like, because you like break through that thing, and it's like now people know who you are.
Yeah.
And then to show up to a dog mic. I could see that being weird.
What's her name? The blonde girl who works at the Comedy Mothership, Christina Mariani.
Yeah.
Christina Mariani.
Yeah.
She was at Tiniest, and she killed, obviously.
That's good.
But she went to Tiniest Bar in Texas, and someone asked for her picture. That's
cool.
weird.
That's
That's
cool.
weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. No. Very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
But at an open mic, that's very, very strange.
Like
Yeah.
like a comic. Or
I mean,
like
how
a fan?
famous
No,
is
like
she?
a fan. It seemed like
She's getting up there.
getting up there.
She is.
People know who
I'm just
she
not
is.
as. I feel like I'm not as well versed in the comedy world because I just haven't
It's-
been in it as much as you guys.
It's what you're saying is super true. There's
Yes.
like the general public, there's being a household name, and then there's like comedy
Yeah.
fans, and then there's like fucking like nerds,
Yeah.
like comedy nerds. You know what I mean?
Can't-
It's the same thing. Like cars, you'll find the same thing. Where like everyone knows what a Corvette is, but once you're like, what about the LS3 engine? That's where like nerds start to
Yeah.
filter in. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But yeah, Christina she's funny, dude. Every time I've seen her, she makes me laugh. I know
She did
she's
great.
open for Theo
Yeah.
a couple
Oh,
times.
nice. Good
Yeah,
for
so
her.
she's worked with some big names for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I could see where people would be like, I know her.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Well, she just posted a picture with Tom Segura.
Really?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
like she's getting up there. She's like at the same level like Cam. Cam is not Cameron Illig, the Black Cam.
Patterson.
Black Cam. Cam Patterson.
It's funny because like I remember the first time I said that, I'm like, God, it sounds bad. But then they do it to each other all the time. They just call each other White Cam and Black Cam.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that they just came to the scene together.
It's amazing.
They live together.
Yeah, dude, it's so cool. There's this clip of them doing stand-up where Cam's like, something about like, yeah, I'm White Cam. And he goes, and I'm Black Cam. And then Cam's like, and I'll fuck you. He's like, I'll fuck you, lady. Like, looks right at her. Yeah, dude. His crowd work shit is great. He was at Studio recently, and that's a show I just did. Studio.
I've never met him. I still haven't met him. Yeah.
He's cool, man.
Yeah, well, he's out of the open mic scene.
Yeah. He was in the open mic scene when I got here. Or when he got here, I met him and he was like, I'm like, where you from? And we talked a little bit. He's like, I'm from fucking Orlando, or he's from Florida. I can't remember what town.
Yep.
But he was just like, yo, where can we get some food? And I was like showing him the food trucks. And we talked about comedy. He's like, we're going to make it, man. We're going to make it. And I was like, yeah, man, you just got to keep working hard. Cool. We had like that little. And then like 2 weeks later, he made it. And I was like, I didn't know you meant. I'm like, I didn't know you meant like that. I didn't know you meant like in 2 weeks. Like, I swear I saw him. I'm like, so this is a good Chinese food truck. And then 2 weeks later, he's like, yo, I beat the game. I did it. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck, dude? I remember I was just blown away. I'm like, all right, cool, sick. But genuinely, like, one of the nicest dudes. I've had some good conversations with the guy. I'm very happy that he's like getting all the love that he is.
Yeah,
he's like
of
a good
course.
dude.
He's
You know
funny
what I mean?
too.
Yeah.
He's really funny.
I changed my opinion completely on a lot of different comedians. This idea that they don't deserve things that they get. Almost every comedian deserves everything they get. Some comedians don't deserve what they get. Like, so I would always shit talk John Mulaney. Like, why is John Mulaney popular at all? John Mulaney's funny as fuck. I've like completely restated
Right.
that. He's funny as fuck. He's really
Used to be
good
a
writer.
hater, dude.
And then, but my whole opinion is still like, yeah, he deserves the $300 tickets that he's selling, but also his ticket prices maybe shouldn't be the same as Rogan's or like Chappelle's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
but
I don't think he's at that level. Does he deserve that money? Yes, I think so. But should Rogan's numbers be more expensive? In my opinion, yes.
I mean, but that's the whole thing, like, with the general public versus,
Right,
like,
of course.
comedy fans. Like,
Of course.
I feel like a lot of people in the general public have some negative feelings towards Joe Rogan that are probably not warranted, but he's been caught up in a lot of stuff. And like John Mulaney, I feel like his fan base declined when he was in all that controversy with his wife too. I think people loved him so much because he was just like such a likable, uncontroversial character for the general public to like. You know what I'm saying?
For the general public, yes. But as a comic, I think John Mulaney's more on top of his game now than he ever has been.
Oh, I fully agree.
Because people fucking... Dude,
like
the
his
type...
last special was
so
good.
popular.
So
It was
good.
so popular. The thing with comedy is when you pretend to sort of... And John Mulaney didn't fully do this, but he would sort of act better than he was. He would act like he didn't do cocaine, which is fine. I understand why. Like, I'm not questioning why he didn't, come on and be like, I'm on coke right now.
That's just what it's like.
Yeah, that's just what it's like. And, like, some people just don't like that. Like, a good amount of people don't fuck with that, like, unauthenticity. I'm not saying that
and
word
I think
right.
That's why he lost a lot of fans.
Right. Well, the unauthentic fans don't really care about him anymore. But people who are really into comedy... Dude, they fucking love the new John Mulaney. This authentic, self-deprecating fucking stand-up who's going in on himself for a full fucking special. Like me, I want to see that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do think it's a little disappointing to know that he was being so inauthentic before.
Yeah,
It's a little disappointing.
yeah, forget. You gotta let go.
No,
whatever.
I know. I'm
Who
not
cares?
saying like.
Let's get
I'm
more
good.
good John
Nah,
Mulaney.
fuck
sad
him,
about
dude.
it.
John Mulaney.
Fuck that dude, John. I don't know. I literally don't know anything about him.
Really?
This whole conversation, I was sitting here like, I was like piecing together. I had to take context clues. I'm like, okay, so he was doing drugs or something. Here's what I know about John Mulaney is he works with some big guys, and I've seen his special thumbnail. That's it. And I'm like, cool. He's probably pretty popular, and I'm sure he's successful. I know his name, and I've seen his fucking special title or whatever.
He made Big Mouth. You know Big Mouth?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Well,
his
he
show?
didn't make it.
Well, it's him and
Nick.
Nick Kroll. Nick Kroll made it. I
Yeah,
don't
he
wanna
just
step
he's
on
just he's just a voice. He voices the main character. is what he
Okay.
does.
He's a hella good voice actor.
No, he's great. He
He's
voices a lot
such
of
a good
side
voice
characters
actor.
too. He's
Yeah.
really
You
good.
see the new Puss in Boots movie?
He's I would fucking have seen that.
No, dude.
It's good.
I would though.
No,
I need to get back in. I haven't seen a movie in fucking a minute. Last time I was in a theater. Last time I was in a theater, I got invited. A black family invited me to their Christmas, and we all went and watched the Whitney Houston movie.
What?
And I was like, this is the blackest. This is sick. I felt cool, but there was this general theme of the movie where it's like, this white guy steals our money, and I'm just like sitting there. Merry Christmas.
This was on Christmas.
I think it was Christmas Day, yeah. It was my buddy JP. He's a comic too, actually. That's why he's from Minnesota, and his family's down here. And he knew I was still living in the van at that point. And so the only Christmas I'd been to, actually a couple comics threw Christmas parties. Shout out Trenton Bradley threw a fucking Christmas party. Super cool. Had some people over. It was good. And then the Creek and the Cave, dude, they like take care of comics. The Creek is like, I can't wait till you guys can come through. Because when I came into Austin, I was living out of my van, and I wasn't like good at it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I was like, I would pull up to the Creek, like, looking pretty disheveled. I'd been outside too much. I had a backpack full of clothes. Like, I wasn't put together. And it was just a place where they had AC and, like, water. They would never kick me out. They know comics, like, sometimes have weird backgrounds. Like, I know Casey Rocket lived in a car when he came here. There's a lot of people moved here in, like, vans or cars or whatever just to get here. That lady's, like, takes people in. It like gives them a space. On Christmas Day, they threw a fucking like it had to be like $1,000 worth of food from like a chef. Like it wasn't like we made Stofers for you guys. It was like a fucking. They had it in heating trays,
Nice.
That's awesome.
and they invited everyone to come through to the Creek, and like gave people a Christmas dinner. So that was fucking sick.
That's
The
really
Creek.
sweet.
Yeah, the Creek rules. I can't wait till you guys can come.
Yeah, well,
Me too. Well,
you know, you gotta be 21. You know, that's the rule to get
You gotta
take
have
care
a,
of mommy.
a card that says you're 20. No, I don't want to fucking. Because here's the thing: if they see me fucking hanging out with you a lot, and then they're like, they find out, they're gonna be like, Nick. Yeah, I know you, dude. Whoops. Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think we're supposed to go to Tiniest. I don't think we're supposed to be.
No,
let into
Tiniest
that
is
place.
okay.
it's outside.
You sure?
I think you're not supposed to go
My-
in to use the bathroom.
My
I think that's
assistant manager,
the technicality.
He works there all the time. He refers to himself as their unofficial bodyguard, and he told me that I'm not supposed to be there, but like he doesn't care. But he was like, you're not actually supposed to go in. But like, I don't care.
No.
I don't care. But I think he
silly.
might
I
have
don't
been
know.
wrong.
There's food trucks there. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Right.
There's rusty, It's like.
I'm at the food truck. I'm not in the bar.
I think it's fine. Because to fucking get a drink, they'd ID you, don't they?
Yeah.
They don't.
I know.
They don't. There's no door guy at the fucking thing. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, you're fine.
No,
You're fine.
we're okay.
I mean, we've never gotten in trouble.
No, it's fine.
I
But-
feel like have I seen you in an open mic where you're not supposed
Yes,
to be? Okay.
yes,
I have
yes,
some
you
faint
have.
memory of seeing you guys somewhere where I'm like, how'd you?
Mhm. Oh, of course,
How
it's
you
I
gonna
happening.
hear?
know
Yeah.
the one. I know the one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, don't name drop
I'm
it.
not.
though.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we
no, no,
won't.
no
we
name
won't- we won't
dropping.
Yeah,
But-
they'll-
I mean, by the time we get to the Creek, though, you think about it, we'll be 3-year comics. We'll be where you are right now.
that's good.
And, like, so for them to... I think that there's going to be, like, more of a welcoming to us, where we show up and they're like, yo, where have you guys been? We've been, like, right here. We've been
Yeah.
outside.
Really
You,
We've
did, you
been
didn't let us
waiting at
in.
the door
Yeah,
for
we've been
3
waiting at
years.
the door for 3
The
years.
thing is, though, there's going to be a point in time where only you can go. So are you just going to go to all the 21 plus without us?
dude.
Because you
Put
turned
me in a
21
suitcase.
way before me and Dom.
Ooh,
Just
dude.
put Dom in the suitcase.
A real illegal Mexican there.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Real
Wow,
smuggler.
I can't
That's a
race
wild
humor,
thing.
dude. Not
What?
cool.
Not cool.
That's not cool at all.
Nick doesn't
I definitely
approve.
didn't make 3 Mexican jokes in a row on my last Good Evening News. I found some Mexican dude. He listed his Corvette, and he said 1985 Chevy Corvette. That's how he spelled it. Like, I know the joke is that they talk like that. He literally spelled ChebyCorbette.
You spelt it in an accent.
Yeah, that's how fucking funny. I don't know if he was like, he's either like the most Mexican dude on earth or he's funny. I don't know which one it is, but
Maybe both.
yeah, dude. Race jokes, let's go, dude.
Give it up for race jokes.
Give it up for race jokes, everybody.
But I think that it would be good for me to actually go to some of the places while I'm 21, maybe even a couple months before, so that they know us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, even if they know me, then they come along. They're like, "Who's this guy? He's my roommate." So
can
then
look
there's
out the
an
window.
immediate connection, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I'll be out
stare
there.
out through the window.
Yeah.
It might let you in.
Yeah.
You'll be begging outside to be let in.
I wonder. I was gonna say, I don't know. I don't know if they do it, but if you would go there for the open mics and be like, "Hey, bro, I'll literally wait inside or outside or whatever, and then like when you call my name, can I just go up and do my time and then walk back
Leave.
out?"
Right.
Yeah, which is like not that you want to hang out on 7th Street.
Right.
And I know what that place is, you know what I mean? But if you were really, like, trying to grind out some stage time. Because here's the thing about comedy clubs, too, is, like, most of the people who work there are comedians, and if not, they're at least, like, comedy fans, or they wouldn't be in
Right.
there. So they might see a kid and be like, all right, I'll just, like, I'll watch him get on stage, and I'll watch him get off, and then out of
Right.
here.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Which
We
is,
could
like,
try
the
that.
shittiest way to experience a comedy club, but you could do some time.
I mean, whatever, right? Like, come
Yeah.
on. You know how comics are, dude. You do anything
Dude, we're
for
like,
stage time.
please. Stage time, please. Like today, it is fun. That is how it is. Like today, I thought I was doing 10 minutes on the show tonight, and they're like, "Hey, we're doing 12," and I was like, it's like 2 minutes. It's very funny because at the top level, like Segura's just like doing hours a day.
A day.
Yeah,
A day.
Yeah, crazy. Segura's tour. Do you guys know about this tour? You guys
The
seen this shit?
Coming Everywhere tour.
I can't remember which one it is, dude, but he literally was like doing shows every day
Yes, yeah.
for 200 days or something.
That's insane.
I don't know what it is.
That's insane.
Doesn't he have children?
He has children.
Where
That's
are
the
his
thing.
children?
Yeah,
well, that
where's
is
his
funny because
kids?
now that I think about it, that's a very good point because everyone's like, Bert doesn't hang out with his kids. And I'm like, dude, how does fucking.
Tom.
Yeah.
Why doesn't anyone shitting on Tom? Isn't he doing like a 3?
Yeah.
But at the same time, he comes back with like a fucking, literally a semi truck full of money.
Right.
And then his kid, you're like, hey man, anything you want is yours. So you can't really shit on him.
That's true.
true.
That is true. You gotta, or you can take the Rogan approach where you just open a comedy club 15 minutes from where you live or wherever, how far he lives from it, and then
You
you,
totally
can.
don't know where you're
yeah.
Totally.
That'd be
What?
that'd be so funny. I don't even want to joke in case I'm right, because then someone's gonna hear it and be like, he knew.
He knows too much.
I remember people when I came here were like, dude, you know where you can Google where Rogan lives? You want to go look? I'm like, that's fucking weird. That's weird as fuck. No.
and then what is the outcome of that? So you drive to Rogan's house.
That's because it's weird as fuck. There is no outcome. It's just so.
Just stare into his windows.
That's so fucking
Dom
weird.
would do that.
Just to get a glimpse of it.
What's the
crazy.
point?
Yeah, it's very like. I never understood the celebrity tourism thing.
No.
When I first got to Austin, I remember being starstruck a few times. Or like
Yeah.
I'd meet people and be like, "Fuck, whoa, dude."
Who
I like this.
starstruck you?
Let's see. Definitely Duncan.
Whoa.
You met Duncan?
Trussell?
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
So
jealous, too.
jealous.
Is name dropping bad? What is name dropping? Like,
Okay.
it's if it's
It
a
is when
bad
you just
thing,
did the,
right?
It's like
not.
I was hanging. Yeah, you said you met him. I don't think that's.
It's because we were
Yeah.
talking. I feel it's when people bring up celebrities just like randomly, like like I don't know, just to brag. You weren't really bragging, you know.
Yeah, if I'm okay, so name dropping is like I'm
If you're
uplifting
talking-
my image.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, I fucking.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but I met
I
him.
would always
I
say-
got to say hi to him in the back of the creek one time, and I was like, fucking,
Nice.
whoa, dude. I was,
That's dope.
yeah, I was still really young, and I hadn't like met anybody,
Right.
and yeah, but I mean, that's the thing with the. Yeah, that's the thing with Austin is like so many. There's comics that you grew up watching, and then you get here and you're like, oh, he's walking down the street. Cool. You
We
know?
haven't met any big Austin.
No, we haven't.
We haven't met a single big comic yet for us.
I apparently met. I have no idea if she's famous. Kelsey, sorry, I can't name drop my boss. He's not my boss anymore. My boss told me, because he's like really into comedy. I know I've talked to you about that. He told me that a famous comedian came in, and I was like, who? And I can't remember for the life of me
The name?
what her name was. She had red hair. That's all I know. That's all he told me. But
Red
apparently
hair
I met.
Red-haired comic.
Famous red.
Female?
Yeah. And I don't know if he was like
Andrew
capping, but he
Santino?
was like,
Yeah.
why? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fucking. I have no idea.
No.
Red-haired. There's
No.
people. There's like levels to this shit. Like, there's a lot of shit I haven't seen. There's special that I haven't. You guys just talked like literally for 7 minutes about John Mulaney, and I'm like
It's
fucking.
like who?
Ugh, I don't know, dude.
That's crazy. You
That's
don't know who
crazy.
John Mulaney
John
is.
Mulaney was the
I
first
know who he
comedian.
is, and if I saw him, I'd be like, that's John Mulaney.
Right.
And but aside from that, I fucking don't know shit.
Nah,
He has a. I don't know. I've seen him
Like,
work with people.
SNL
Yeah,
monologues.
he's
He's
on
friends with like Bill
SNL.
Hader. And
Okay.
Nicole and them.
Yeah, Pete
Pete
Davidson.
Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
They're
Yeah.
Yeah, he's part of
close
like that crowd.
friends.
Skeet Davis.
That crowd is so strange.
I like that
That
crowd.
I do like that crowd,
I
but like
all those
the way that
comedians.
they don't go on podcasts
I'm
is
half
very
in on
strange.
Pete, dude.
You're half
Leave
in.
my boy Kanye alone, dude. You dummy. Pick your man, dude. He's made 50 million platinum albums.
How'd
Like,
you do that?
I don't know. It's
They
just,
hung out. He was a
come on,
fan.
dude.
I
And then he
wouldn't.
acts like he's mad that I took his wife. He must be mentally ill. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
You need to get help. You need to get help. All right. Like, what do you need? Do you need me to send you to a clinic? Like, he took his wife, fucked her, and then was like, "Do you need help? Do you want me to
Yeah.
drive you to a clinic?"
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
But, forgive and
personally-
forget or whatever, But I remember seeing that and being like, come on, Pete, dude, I laughed at your special. You don't gotta do all that. That's haram, buddy.
I don't know if you saw Pete Davidson's new show, Bub Kiss.
Bub Kiss.
Very good. It's with Joe Pesci.
Where's it on?
Peacock.
Fuck.
Peacock.
Nice, dude.
Nice,
Get
dude.
on the peacock wave.
Straight to Peacock
Such a
release.
stupid.
I'd be
platform.
mad as oh my god. Imagine you're like, yo, check out my special on Peacock. On
That
Pluto
would suck.
TV,
Check me out
dude.
on Tubi.
Yeah. Hey yo, catch me out on Yeah, there's all those ones where I'm like, what
So
is
many,
this? Tubi, Peacock, what's
Sling
the other
TV,
one?
bro.
Sling, yeah, that one's funny.
There
as
was
fuck.
one that happened for a little bit, but then it ended. It was like during COVID. I don't remember the name.
What?
I forgot. It was very short-lived.
Oh,
streaming
well, this
service.
is going to lead to a
Sorry.
interesting conversation.
Thanks, Dom.
Hey, dude,
Yeah, nice job, Dom.
I'm enthralled, buddy. Alright.
Please
Stop
tell more.
shitting on Dom, dude.
We can't help it.
Dom, bring it up again.
I think it was blue.
There you go. See? See? I'm interested as fuck, dude.
I did want to talk about one thing on the podcast, though.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to talk about, we were watching Boardwalk Empire today, and there was a scene of a girl, a man and woman, they're fucking in front of their child.
Cool.
When did this start, and when did it stop?
I don't think it ever stopped.
Do you think
What?
people still have
I
sex in
genuinely
front of their
think you
kids?
don't think people are poor enough to only have one room in their
Oh.
house.
I just don't think, like, why would you want to fuck in front of your kid?
Why would people want to
Haram,
fuck?
Haram.
Yeah,
I know,
I mean-
but come on, dude.
How
No.
it really? I feel like the age with the kid really makes it worse or better.
Okay, but
No.
when did it stop?
Nah.
I don't remember shit.
Because I remember having a
two.
weird memory. Like, when I was a kid, I remember getting, like, a McDonald's toy. I have a faint memory of me being on the ground like a fucking toddler and being like...
That's
like,
crazy.
throwing the car.
I don't
so,
remember anything.
Yeah, because your parents fucked in front of you.
Probably.
Your brain blacked it out,
I guess
dude.
so, man. I guess so.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to do that.
So when did it end though? Like that's the 60s, the 70s. When did it stop? I feel like it didn't stop before World War
You're
II.
saying it's
They
like everybody
definitely were
did it
not-
in the 60s and the 50s.
Everyone did it in the 1920s.
They were not.
Everyone
What?
did it.
I don't know about that.
You guys think everyone didn't fuck in front of their kids?
Other way. People were way more conservative back then, dude.
But no, I think
Nah,
I don't think it's about like conservative. I think they're just societal
this
standards
poor,
were different
yeah.
for what conservative is. You know what I'm
In
saying?
this scene, the kid's sleeping.
Kids,
He
yeah,
is sleeping.
He's sleeping.
We're not just talking about like a kid
But he-
sitting upright and people just fucking in front of them. That's
needs
definitely
to-
But
child
there was-
sexual abuse.
There
for
was
sure.
the, like when the Americans first started, 70s, 1800s.
when the Americans.
You said
1970s.
1970?
1970s, the 1700s,
History with
not
Kris
1970s. My retarded
It's
ass.
the revolution and then Zeppelin.
I mean,
That's
Zeppelin was
fucking
just as
funny.
influential as the American Revolution.
But
so.
right in the
Yeah.
1800s, you lived in like a shack. There were no walls in the
They had
shack.
houses in the
Yeah.
1800s?
Barely.
Bro, who taught you history?
Wait, do you think they were
Crazy.
soundproof though?
Crazy.
You heard if your parents were fucking in the 1800s
So you're
house.
just saying the walls
No,
were
I think-
thinner?
They had to be. They had to be.
Dude, your fucking understanding of world history is hilarious.
I'm a little, like,
Dude, 200 years ago, we were living in caves.
Like a
Like, dude, what are you
shack.
talking about?
it was not shacks.
Like,
Rich
big
people
houses.
had big houses. That's
You
been
know
how
the
think
Col-
it was-
you know the Colosseum was built like 3,000 years ago or something like that, right?
Do you think it was soundproof though?
like
There's no way it was
no,
soundproof.
but I don't think it was like your parents were in your ear. Like I don't know.
No, not in your ear. No, I'm saying that wrong. But you heard it.
Maybe. I mean, how loud do your parents fuck, dude? Like, I don't know. My parents don't have sex with each other.
That's true.
Whoa,
well, I mean, your parents
dude.
don't have sex with
no,
each
they
other,
don't.
so
I
like.
hear them yelling at each other about it. They don't.
Damn,
you hear the
dude.
sounds of your parents not having
Yeah,
sex.
that's what I hear.
That's hilarious.
That's
Yeah.
what I hear.
Actively.
Yeah, I overheard my parents not fucking. It really ruined my day.
They weren't fucking.
That sucks, dude. That's way crazier than. Because if your mom fucks your dad and then you're at the dinner table, you're like, that's parents. Imagine me like, these guys never fuck. They actually hate each other and you're just eating spaghetti. That's fucking insane.
That was me at 6 years old, for real.
6?
You remember this
Oh,
at 6?
They haven't fucked in
Oh, yeah.
over a decade?
No, definitely not. No.
Why?
Well, your
well,
mom.
that's a loaded question there. They don't even have a door on their room anymore. They don't care
That's
at all.
crazy. There's no door in the
Do
bed.
they sleep in the same bed?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I
So they
don't
just
know.
lay next to each other like.
I kind of feel bad for my dad. Not that I like want my dad to get laid. That's gross. But I
No.
do kind of feel bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Like wow. He's
all
really
dads
not
need some
getting
puss,
laid.
right?
There
No?
you go. Yeah, dude.
All
That's
dads.
insane.
I don't know.
That sucks.
Dude, that's what we're talking about. Liz really is the true comic here. Like,
Let's do an impression. You're
Okay.
Dom.
Yes.
You're her mom,
Be my mom.
and I'm the dad.
Okay.
All right. And she doesn't want sex. You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to hook up?
No.
I'm getting a divorce. We're divorcing.
The funniest part is my mom has tried to divorce my dad like 3 times. He's never wanted to
Freaking-
divorce her.
For continuously
That's
asking.
insane.
That boy getting
He-
cooked, dude.
He's really like anti-divorce. Like very.
Anti-pussy, dude. That
Yeah,
guy's a
I
freak.
guess so.
That guy is
Like-
a freak, dude.
Like chill. H, bro. Like my god.
God, dude.
H.
Why is your dad anti-divorce? What
I don't
is
think
that? A
he's just,
religious
like-
thing?
No, I think it's just like a being raised on like traditional American values type thing. I don't know. He also, like, I think he also cares about my mom, like, more than she cares about him, and, like, she would be super fucked if they got divorced.
You know what's
Super
fucking
fucked.
hilarious? If they did just fuck once, I bet they'd be like, "Oh, marriage is cool."
That's all I'm saying.
Like, I think you need that. You need that
I
part,
think
dude.
fucking my mom
Why
at
didn't
this
we do this
point
before?
is abuse of a disabled person.
Oh God, dude.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, you're
Are-
not.
are
No, you're
you,
not.
though?
Am I? I'm sorry, Mom. if
It would
you're
be the same. It'd be the
listening.
same with
You're
my
not.
mom, dude. I'll be honest.
Dude.
I remember like I met one of her boyfriends once. I'm like, you fucking piece of shit. Like, my mom's fucking cool, dude. She called me from the psych ward the other day.
In the psych
Bro, my
ward.
mom was
Yeah.
in the psych ward like a month ago.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Cause my mom will like she'll completely leave and she's here sometimes. She's like sane. She'll be here and then other times she's just gone. Like she called me. She's like, fucking. They got us in here drinking liquor and beer and they're getting us drunk and I'm like, sure thing.
For sure, Mom.
They're making us drunk in here. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. So crazy. I remember one time she called me from the psych ward and she's like, I'm coming to Texas. I'm like, all right.
Sure, Mom.
See you soon. Yeah, dude, she rules, bro.
Moms, am I right?
Oh, mom.
Yeah,
I
dude.
think that moms, like, go crazy before dads do. Usually.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
My
dads
mom
will
went
just
crazy
be like,
very quickly, for sure.
yeah. No, my mom, like, came crazy.
I think my mom came crazy too.
She was
just got
like on earth
crazier.
enough to have me, and then she was like, "Fucking peace again." Bye, dude. Yeah, shit was crazy. I need to remember more stories about her for sure. I gotta undo I think there's definitely a point in my life where I'm like, I don't want to think about that, but now I'm like, it's kind of funny. Dude, me and my buddy. My friends would always make fun of her because she would like call me in a certain way. She'd be like, "Nick," and she'd like call me into the kitchen, and we'd be on Xbox, and I'd like get on, and they'd be like, "Nick, play Call of Duty with us." And a couple of my friends hadn't met her, but they got in on the joke, and they would like joke about my mom being crazy and like just whatever the fuck. And then this one friend specifically met her, and like the look on his face. He was like, I don't want to joke about this anymore. He's like, this isn't funny, man. He's like, fuck.
Are you okay?
Yeah, dude. He was like, fuck, dude. It was so funny, dude.
Thinking of
Funny.
like all the jokes that didn't hit, that were just mean.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of all the like. She'll just like be gone. Like she like walked off. They were in my aunt's place, and she just like was like bye and just started walking, and then like the cops had to go get her. And she comes back, and she's like, "They're feeding me meth," and they're like, "All right, lady," you know. And then she like picks up a piece of popcorn and walks up to the cop and is like, "See, it's meth. It's the meth right here," and hands it to him, and like goes sits down like, you know.
I found it.
Yeah, and there's just a bunch of stories where it's just like, oh, she's gone, and then like eventually she'll like come back, and it's always weird shit. They're like, yeah, her salt was low. I'm like, what, dude?
What?
I've been hungry before, dude. I fasted for 3 days. I've never lost touch with reality. Like, it's a weird. I don't know what it is. I think dudes don't go crazy like, dudes are like, oh, I feel bad, I'll drink about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how to explain it.
No,
but-
I understand completely what you're saying. I think it also comes, like, you're going back with the dads and the moms. The dads go crazy, last.
But then again, 6th Street, mostly crazy dudes.
That's true.
I think dads
That's true.
go crazy in a different way. Like
That's-
dads will like buy an expensive car and cheat on their wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
A dad will do destructive shit.
Yeah.
Right.
A mom will be like, I cleaned the house 6
Weird
times
ass shit.
today.
Yeah. It's like-
You know what I mean? It's weird, like
Yeah.
crazy. There's like different brands of it.
I think
Like,
it might due to something to the fact of, like, the mom is always worried about the kid more so than the dad is.
I
Like,
don't
how
know
is
if
this
that's
kid
always
gonna turn
true.
out? Rather, the dad's like, is he fed?
the dad's
does he
more
have a
like
home?
discipline, making the kid strong. The mom's like, I gotta like take care of him,
Take
make
care
sure
of him.
he's cool.
Right. And
Like
I
the
think-
dad's like, oh, you fell, get up. and the mom's like, oh shit, pick him up. I think that's the
Yes, and also so for years you're putting your well-being behind someone else's.
Yeah, putting theirs first.
So you're putting someone else's well-being before yours, and that might fuck with you for when you do that for 18 years.
I think a lot of people aren't cut out for that, and they're
No.
just like, oh, I'm 30. I'll get married. I'll have a baby. And then they're like, what the fuck? Like,
Dude.
I can't be selfish
Yeah.
anymore?
Yeah, dude, there's people that have, and I've talked about this fucking with my friends, there's people that have kids like they have a dog.
Yeah.
They're like, look, I have
Literally.
I have one now. And I'm like, are you fucking insane? Did
Like,
you have
it's a
any, they have
child.
no cognitive, the amount of, they have zero critical thinking. Like the amount, you understand how important, how bad this can go or how good, like they're just like, look at him. He's cute.
I did what I was supposed to
My
do.
little guy. Look, I shake a thing in front of you. They just treat him like a dog.
People forget that babies grow up to be adults. They're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm having a baby.
That kid
That's true.
will fucking hit you. That kid's gonna turn 18 and be like, "You what the fuck?" And he's gonna punch you in the face. Yeah, it's fucking, dude. The only thing that saved my dad from getting his ass beat is just like God did it first. He was just like, I would have grown up and whooped his ass, but he's like, I'm in the hospital again. I'm like, fucking all right. Well,
Can't do
I'm
it
not just
now.
gonna walk up on a dude in a wheelchair and be like, I can't do that. But
I
yeah,
have
the
hit
kid.
my father.
Ooh,
I have hit my
dude.
father. For sure.
I've seen that
I pinned
video.
my dad to the ground. He's like 200 pounds.
There's a video?
I'm proud of that.
Oh, there's a video.
I didn't know there was.
There's
Whoa.
a video.
Oh, well,
dude.
that was less me hurting my father and more him dragging me across the floor.
Oh, well, it was still
It was-
entertaining.
It was definitely entertaining for sure.
Oh, we're just goofing around.
just goofing.
Just goofing off.
Just family time.
Yeah, dude. So, yeah, that's tame in comparison to like. Dude, I'm thinking. I remember like the 50s
Yeah,
when like your dad would
yeah.
come home and you'd just be like, just like yeah, it's fucking. That era, like people who I'm sure people do get their ass beat today, but
Yeah.
like the level of abuse I think is different.
It's gotta
And
go
it's just
down.
One of
way-
my
it's
uncles,
way-
he told me a story. He's like, yeah, dude, I came in on my brother, and he was just on the bathroom floor bleeding.
Shit.
What?
Yeah, like laid, like just fucked up. Like his dad just beat the shit out. It wasn't even like a beating. It wasn't like he just fought a child.
Jeez, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Child loss.
and then we're like, but iPhones are expensive. We're fine, dude. We're like, there's a lot of good shit. I think people love to complain about the modern. Well, there's bad shit, but also like, Joey Diaz talked about that. You could just hit a girl and they'd be like, the fuck was that bitch doing? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand it at all. I would have my grandma tells me like horror stories, and now I have zero sympathy for people who, because my grandma raised me. So now if I see that type of shit go down, I like have to step in.
Well, your grandma didn't have electricity.
Yeah, in her childhood, she
Yeah.
got electricity like end of high school or something. Like
That's crazy.
she was like becoming an adult when they were like, "Yo, we got some shit, some lights." She did homework by candlelight. I'm so glad I was raised by that lady because like most problems that people hit me with, I'm just like,
Whatever.
come on.
My
What-
grandma's been through worse.
And then
Isn't it hot in that van? Yeah, AC didn't exist until 100 years ago. I'll be okay, dude.
This is true.
And I mean, she had the balls enough to fucking share all those stories with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, good for her for not only, going through it and growing from it, but then, again, fucking coming to you and sharing what she went through so you could grow from that.
Yeah.
Instead of some parents fucking hide what they went through so that they don't know what what the kids are going to, like, get into or what to do.
Parents love doing that too.
Love it.
They
love
love
it so
doing the
much.
like. Well, and it's a reverse. It's counter. It works backwards because if you protect your kid enough, from what I think, your kid just rebels. Whatever you raise him in, he's gonna be like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna go find out for myself." You know.
Right.
So if you raise him like I was raised in a shitty, like my grandma did a good job, but my parents were like kind of dumb. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, my dad just wasn't on top of his shit. My mom was more a good person, just, like, circumstantial hospital, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going to rebel from, like, junk food, you know what I mean? Or, like, you know, the culture that was around me, I'm like, I got to go this way.
The other way.
But if you raise your kid, like, don't drink, don't have sex, don't do that, they're going to be like, fuck, and they're going to run to the mosh pit, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see people, even people my age, I see that, like, you know, they were raised, like, super strict, and they just ran to, like, partying, which is, like, I mean, everyone's going to do that to some extent. Everyone's going to go, like, smoke weed and drink or do whatever. But, like...
To what level?
It's to what level, and I think it's like a slingshot. Like, the farther you were held this way, the farther you fling the other way. And then some people just stick.
Right.
Like, you meet the 50-year-old dude who's like, let's go get fucked up.
Yeah, they stay in the rebellion. They never grow out of
Yeah,
it.
'cause
you've
we're
been
like-
doing keg stands for 30 years.
Right.
We're similar like that, where your parents were like a little more strict, so I think you went that way. And then my mom was like really cool with weed, and I was like, this shit's not cool.
Exactly.
It's not cool.
Right.
I don't
Because
Yeah.
your
wanna
mom,
do
your
it.
mom smokes it,
Yeah,
right?
so I was like,
So you're
this
like, my
is
mom
lame
fucking
now.
does
Yeah,
this
and
shit.
Yeah.
It's sort of almost a rumor
It's
because
the
you
funny-
smoked weed 2 years before I did,
Yeah, I was the first out of our friends.
and you don't like do it anymore that much. You do it maybe the least.
I'm the same way, though. Yeah, because
See, I
you
smoke
start
weed.
and you're like, well,
I did it.
if you like it, you'll stick with it. If you don't,
Right.
yeah.
I wish I didn't like it.
Yeah.
For real. When did you first
Smoke
weed?
enough
like
of it, it will-
14, 13?
8th grade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
eighth grade
same
for
here.
me
Eighth
too.
grade.
Yeah,
I was
me
Same
in
here.
too.
window.
Didn't get
too.
high the first
I
time.
was-
No.
Dude, I got
Didn't get
laced
high.
with
grade.
PCP
It was-
in
Oh.
8th grade.
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
That shit was crazy.
That was crazy. You tell that story where half of your vision just wasn't there.
Yes,
That's
dude,
very
and I wasn't
terrifying. Just a
closing my
scary
eyes.
story.
That's
It
where,
was-
like,
it was really
that's
scary.
where, like, if I found the dude who put PCP in the weed, I would be in jail, probably. I'd
Yeah,
be
it's,
like,
it's fucking. That's a weird.
let's
kinda
make the.
fun,
Oh,
though.
dude, his wrists are broken off of his body. I just hate, dude. There's shit like, I don't know. I'm about to go on a whole
There
fucking
are a lot of-
aggression tangent
Go-
here.
do it. Let's go.
There are many willing customers who will buy PCP from
That's-
you. You don't
that is
need
a
to
weird
put
thing.
it in weed. There's
That's-
quite
that's-
a few people who will do it.
Yeah, that's very true. Fuck, man, dude. Why'd you lace weed?
Lacing weed is
Messed up.
crazy.
That's
It's
the first
evil.
Time, too.
It just feels so counterproductive. I feel like they're losing money doing that. Like
They
I
have
really
to.
feel because a lot of people talk about like weed laced with fentanyl. I'm like, what would the
In what
intentions be
world?
behind that? Yeah, like how would that
Yeah.
even happen? Like what drug dealer?
It's
would
just, I think
benefit
some
from
people
that?
are genuinely just evil. Like, I just think
No,
some
there
people
are
just get
evil
like a
people for
nasty
sure.
thought and they're like, wouldn't that be funny?
If I just lace all my customers.
That's their bit.
Yeah,
It's
just
their
because
bit.
people are fucking like, there's literally, dude, violence. We need more violence, dude.
Those are the real anarchists.
Well,
People will stand up straighter. People are so nice to people. They're like, this guy murdered someone, but he was poor. So we will rehabilitate him. Cut his head off on national television. How about that? Yes, because then people will stop doing it. Oh, you're a minor attracted. Face the wall. Please face the wall. It's just you need. That's why I like these and people get so butthurt about what about the criminal, dude? They're murderers. They're shitty people. You're lacing coke with fentanyl.
yeah.
People are dying.
I was,
You've had your chance at life, and there's like rules that are bad
Yeah.
enough where it's like now your opportunity to be here with us has left.
You fucked
We're
up that
kicking you
bad.
out of being alive.
is it?
Wow.
We were all
alive
hanging.
through-
It's like the one dude at the party who's like, "I'm gonna break the TV." And now what do? You go, he's going through a lot. No, call him an Uber. Just get him out, dude. That's what you people. That's just like, and if we did that, people would. Oh shit, I probably shouldn't. But now it's like, okay, well, if you steal anything under $900, we won't call. What the fuck is that, dude? Go back. This is crazy. You fucking
I had-
pushed over an old lady. I will blow you up with dynamite on TV.
Yeah, there was a really weird thing that sort of happened in our town where this kid his name was Greg Griffin. He overdosed, and he overdosed and died. And my friend Tyler was best friends with Greg, and he knew the guy who laced him.
Ooh.
And it was a very weird, like, sketchy sort of. I don't know the guy who laced him, but it was a very sketchy sort of weird deal.
Yeah, small town shit like that. I had that
The
happen
thing
in my town. This kid OD'd, and then they it's a small town, so they figured out
Who
did
was
it.
it?
My issue.
And that guy's in jail forever.
My-
I'm pretty sure that dude's doing like a life sentence.
My issue with that is I genuinely feel bad for the dealers. They are not creating Xanax. Like, I'm sure the guy that Tyler knows didn't manufacture that Xanax with fentanyl. Like, there's just so much that goes down the line of drugs. It's just hard to say that that one
Yes.
person's at fault. Like
But-
maybe they had no
but
clue. you
If
know
they
what I mean?
knew,
If they knew, for sure.
dynamite.
For sure.
Live television.
I just
Live
think a lot of them
TV.
don't know. I think a lot of the drug dealers
Hold
have no
this.
clue what they're talking about.
If you don't know, yeah, that sucks. But also, it's like, don't be a dumbass. That's Darwinism. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna buy Xanax from a dude, and he says it's good. Okay,
Sounds good.
drug dealers never lie.
You should try the Xans.
Dude, it's fucking, dude, these kids, like, I grew up with kids that would just take it. Whatever you give them.
Gotta use test strips.
Is this Coke? Yup. Cool. That's it. That's the
Me
most
in
they
high
think about it.
school.
Yeah, dude, a lot of kids were like that. I was lucky enough to be like, what the fuck? I did acid twice. I tested it both times. I got a fucking Ehrlich test from Canada. And you drip it on there, and it turns purple, and you're like, it's LSD. And that's it. But, like, the kids I grew up around, one is, like, you don't have forethought because you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why I had more of it than fucking my friends or some. There were other kids that weren't dumbasses, but there's a group that will just, like, there's Coke at a party, and they just, like, take it. Or there's Xanax, and they just take it. And then, like, every once in a while, it's like, oh, yeah, it turns out that wasn't Coke.
No, I 100% did meth by accident more than
There's
once.
it's happening.
More
It's
than
happening
once.
right now
Yeah.
in Austin, like a lot.
I'm glad I'm not.
The
dumb
Coke
anymore.
supply, yeah, it's fucking thank God, dude, because the Coke supply here is like,
Oh, it's
I don't
bad.
touch the shit. I've never touched it, but from what I hear, it was good for a second. Like a few years ago, it was really clean, and then something happened within the last year where it's like fucked. Like this one dude did Coke, and he's like, I've been up for 3 days.
Whoa.
That's
Well,
crazy.
I mean,
that.
I feel like I've done that off regular Coke. I feel like I stayed up for 3 days off regular Coke.
Mm-mm.
You keep doing it. I mean, did he do it once and then stay up?
No, like he like did a couple lines, and he's like, fuck, for like
That's
3 days.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
no
I
good.
miss those days. No, I'm joking.
Do you
Dynamite.
really though? Do you really miss them?
I got a lot more done. Needed a lot less sleep. Got a lot more done. I got A's on all my tests. Like, I'm not like, don't do cocaine, kids. But like for me,
Liz talks about
but
her
for
cocaine
me-
days.
You're kind of
like it
not
was summer
making a
camp.
great argument.
Yeah,
for
no,
doing
you're not
cocaine.
I
getting
think it has to do with the fact that I have ADHD, though.
Don't do it,
for
but
sure.
me personally,
For me?
me
You
personally,
say that about Adderall, though. You're
Huh?
like, no, Adderall was great for me.
It was.
Cocaine is just like better Adderall.
I think it can make you productive in like a school setting, but I think it kind of like sucks your soul away.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, it does. I
Cocaine or
started an
Adderall?
abstract art business that never took off. That was fun.
That seems like not a cocaine thing.
You think
Well,
that
I
was
don't
just a
know.
me
I've never
thing?
done coke. I don't know what it
Might have
feels
just
like.
been a me thing.
If you had to describe, and it's impossible to describe a
It
drug.
is,
Like
it's
I've
hard.
tried to describe weed to people, and it's like, good luck.
It's just
you know?
amazing. Like, just do it.
Uh-oh.
No, just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, and the weird part is about some of the drugs is that they react differently to how you are in the state that you are in.
For sure.
So, like mushrooms, that's hit or miss. Same
Like-
thing with weed, though. I find
I
like
think
weed is very
acid's
hit
the
or miss
biggest one with
sometimes.
that. Like, some people
Yeah.
do acid and see fucking demons. I did acid like alone in my bedroom at 15, which was a horrible decision.
Mm.
But I had a great fucking time. I'd be like, but other people
Yeah,
would
like
like
me.
actually like kill themselves, jump off their fucking house
I
type
wouldn't do
shit.
that.
You know
I
what
did
I'm
acid
saying?
and I thought
Lame.
Yeah, Dom, you
I-
freaked out.
I did acid and I thought my friend was the demon. He was trying to turn me gay.
Dude, you're
Well,
Oh my god, dude.
homophobic Dom.
Well, I don't know. That's just what.
well,
I have
you
never
were
had a
right
bad
about that one
experience
friend.
with
Huh? Well,
Never.
that's,
I've had positive experiences with them.
I've only
but
did acid once.
Yeah.
I also think this could be bullshit. It kind of feels like if you've never been through anything tough, that psychedelics are gonna be like too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
think
I could
so.
be wrong. I could be wrong, but I feel like if you've lived like if your life's been on easy mode and you've had like no serious shit, you've been then maybe not for you, but like I almost died at a fucking scout camp. I had Lyme's disease and appendicitis and like my fucking.
I knew a kid with Lyme disease.
Yeah, dude.
Shits can be fucked up.
Beat the fuck out of Lyme's disease.
Fuck yeah.
If I see Lyme's disease, I'm just
You should see the other guy.
yeah, dude. Yeah, which is good. I think. Well, and the problem is that people, they have bad things happen to them, and they're like, why? Boo-hoo. I'm like, dude, that's sick. That made you stronger. That's so cool.
Yeah, that's a great
Your lore,
mindset.
exactly. Instead of my lore, they go my trauma, and then they lay in bed, and that's gay. Get out of bed.
No, I think I've talked to people who do acid and then they get fucked up and discover empathy, and it's like, dude, you shouldn't have done acid. You should have had empathy before that. I don't know. Some people think they have these profound realizations.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, what the fuck?
You
What are
should be
talking
nice to
about?
people?
You didn't know that?
I thought that was like a myth.
I thought we learned that in first grade, man.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on.
I guess I'm glad it happened, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where some people, they'll take acid just to get to the level of thought that some other dude would be 6 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
He'd be like, if we were all nice to each other,
For
the
real.
world would just work. And I'm like, damn, you're a genius.
Wow, Nobel Peace Prize.
Wow.
This war thing, I don't care for it.
Wow, or bad.
But
bad,
it is I do notice on psychedelics, so that type of shit that I already knew, I'll feel it more.
No, for sure.
I remember thinking about war on mushrooms. I was like, ugh.
I felt,
Yeah.
I felt like I had more compassion for the world at large on mushrooms and just more, I just found everything more beautiful. Kind of like Molly, but not like Molly. It was a different type of respect for nature and shit than Molly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just. Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, I didn't have anything else to say.
Well, your ego gets significantly lowered when you're on these psychedelics.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
And
that's what
so
everyone says, yeah.
you're able to put yourself in other people's shoes, figuratively, way easier than you are if you're off of these psychedelics.
Yeah.
So when Nick was saying that he thinks about war way more fucked up, there's an element of Nick is thinking about the people on one side. He's thinking about the people on the other side, the people who are boots on ground. You're thinking about the people who are profiting money off of war.
That's
who
where my
really don't
head
care.
goes.
It's
I'm
wild. It's insane.
I'm like, there is a solution here that isn't blowing each other up.
Yeah.
But there are people who don't want that. There are people who actively want bombs to blow because they're selling the bombs.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets weird, man. It
And
gets
there-
very weird.
And there are people who just don't want to believe certain things, and that's why those people shouldn't do acid. A lot of people just want to believe, government is good. They're doing all these things for our benefit.
Oh,
Wars
yeah.
are good.
Those
And
people are dying out, though.
I hope
Yeah, they
so.
are.
Those people are starting to, fucking... It's kind of a lost thing. Even my grandma,
glad.
dude, is, reading food labels now. And, I had to be like, hey, man, you know the FDA? They're just people. They're just fucking dumbasses, just like everyone else. You know how you go to a mechanic and you're like, that guy fucked me over. Everything. There's that. Look for that. The trust is
It's at an all-time low.
which is good.
Yeah, no, I think it is good.
I feel like there's less people emigrating to America. I think my grandma is very stuck in that mindset because she's like, the USA saved me. I was a refugee. The USA is the best place in the world. A lot of people, old people, are stuck in that mindset. A lot of immigrants.
But it does rule.
Come
Come on.
It'd be better.
USA,
than if she was,
dude.
It'd be better than if she was still stuck in Russia right now. That's for sure.
Yeah. I've heard because people go, oh, the USA, it's not the best place. Okay. But the places that are better
Boring.
are very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking people would be like Finland,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
I'm not
yeah,
going
no
to
shit, Finland. It's a fucking
They have
village on a
2,000
mountain.
Yeah,
people.
right.
Dude, how hard is it to govern that? you
Yeah,
know?
they have no the amount of shit that America deals with.
Yeah.
And we're like,
And everyone looks the same in Finland.
pulling it
Yeah.
off. Yeah, they're like,
They're all like tall blonde.
the
white
same
people.
100 families have been here for 4 billion years, and we all have traditional. Yeah, it's like, well, this is like, hey, this is everyone fucking just showed up.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest
was
party
like,
in the world.
Yeah. There's there's duh. It's
And
gonna have
sometimes
fucking
parties
issues.
go bad.
Yeah,
Sometimes people beat
They're
each other
party
up.
fouls.
And
Sometimes
get
they do
super drunk. You know.
breaks a TV
Yeah.
Blow 'em up on television.
or creates an island.
They punch a hole in an expensive drum set. Still mad about
I'm
that.
gonna buy this island. Let's throw fun little parties on this island. Yeah, I'm calling out the Elites, dude.
Nick B's here, dude.
They're like, fuck.
No, he's on.
They know.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, this country's big, dude. I like the natural beauty of America. We're
Yeah.
balling.
Yeah.
We're balling.
There's
I've
so
driven
many
across this
different
country.
climates.
We got the fucking plains where I'm from, deserts, mountain. We have like
Snow.
everything. Everything but like jungles, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, and even like southern
Florida's close enough.
Southern Florida,
Yeah.
yeah. We win the state
Florida's
parks thing.
crazy.
Yeah, fuck.
Alligators and shit.
I've never been there, but
I
the only
wanna
thing I
live in
associate with Florida is like it's crazy. My dad went there when he left. That's the only thing. Cause dude, my dad was fucking hilarious. Cause he'd be like, he left, and I'd still want to talk to him because he's my dad. But he'd just like brag about how cool the place.
Florida was?
Yeah, he's like, dude, I went to the beach today. Fucking apes, dude. The seafood here. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck?
I miss you.
I'm in the yeah, dude. And he's like, oh, dude, I can't wait till I bring you down. My dad's a trip.
Why
dude.
haven't you?
My dad got my name tattooed on his arm, and then he was like, "Fucking peace, dude." I literally think he spent more money on the tattoo than he did on me. I swear to God.
Yeah, and then he has to respond to that.
And then he has to look at it every day,
And he's like, oh shit.
and he's
I'll
like
text you
jerking
my
off,
ass."
and my name's on his arm.
I've never even
Oh!
thought
I'm like,
of that.
dude, yeah, I
Oh.
thought about it like 2 years ago. I was like, sick, dude.
How many times is like his
And you
comment-
can't.
post like
It's
that,
on
he's
this
crazy.
side, so you know he sees it.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, and how many times has he accidentally like got a little dribble on
Yeah.
there? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
he's gotta
The
wipe
forethought.
it. He's
My
wiping it
dad's
off.
profile picture is him sitting on a Harley Davidson that isn't even his, and he's like flipping the camera. It's his brother's motorcycle. He wouldn't even be able to get a motorcycle license. He's a fucking. He's cool. Like the cool things about my dad is like he like taught me. He's irreverent as fuck. So like he's like, you know how comedians talk to each other? He would just kind of be like that in public, and he would let me watch stand up, and he would let me watch like Comedy Central or like whatever, and my mom would be like, no, and he'd be like, fuck off, bitch, she's watching it. And so that was really cool. But like the other side of the dad, like he would do, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm trying to think. He would do like the base level dad stuff. Like he'd be like, all right, I taught you how to ride a bike and I taught you how to play catch. See ya. I'm like, there's more to it. You're like doing movie level shit. You know what I mean?
It's like I did everything I had to do.
He's like, what? I fucking pushed on the bicycle. I pushed on the bike and I said pedal.
You did it.
Like, yeah, then you disappeared. He's like, I was a good dad. Like, you can't be was a good dad. That's not how dad is. You have to be the whole. You can't just like do pretty good for 4 years and be like, killed it. See ya. You know what I mean? But
Beat the game.
yeah, dude. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Dads are funny.
The dad thing, I think the not having a dad can be good and bad. It's like, because you don't have anyone, because some people in print, I think people really look up to their dad. And this could be complete bullshit. I don't know. I just had this thought like recently. But I think some people have like a dad that never really shot for anything crazy. They're just like, my dad, I love him, but he's like, he works a labor job his whole life. He does this his whole life. Which is like a lot of people do that. I'm not trying to shit on it, but I think some kids like they do want to go do some shit, but they look up to their like very normal dad, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
so because I didn't have a normal anyone to look up to, and I had access to the internet, I could just be like, who am I going to look up to? And you find shit that you really fuck with, and you're like, okay, I look up to this guy.
Me and Liz were talking about this the other night on the porch. Our entire generation was really raised on the internet for a couple of reasons. Is that our parents, when they were kids, they all grew up outside. They were always outside. They weren't under, guardian supervision. They would just be outside fucking around. And so that's the world that they grew up in. So they are accustomed to kids being sort of by themselves, right?
Right.
But then they, fucking How to Catch a Predator comes out, and they get really scared about kids going outside. But they want them outside. But they're like, so can I go down to Colin's house? And it's like, no, the backyard. Go to the backyard and go on the swing for 6 hours. And that gets boring really quick. So then you turn to the internet.
Yeah.
And now you're fucking just on the internet. And the internet's better than the swing outside in the backyard. It just...
Yeah, it's cooler.
Kids
It's
get
cooler.
the internet so early, too. I mean, parents
Dude, these
just
two
throw
girls are-
that tablet on them.
These 2 girls are eating poop.
Whoa, dude.
This is crazy,
This
dog.
internet, man.
Yeah.
Fuck the swing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was definitely a computer kid for sure. It was like... It's cool. It's, I had just enough of, like, no... Well, because here's a pro tip. They're like, there's like this thing where it's like 90s kids and then like the iPad kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to be in the middle, which is like I'm very grateful for because I still had that moment and I was a little poor. So like we didn't have crazy computers. So I still had this big chunk of my childhood where I was like, look at this bug on a stick. And I would just sit in the yard and be like,
Right.
fucking throw rocks at buildings and shit. Like I had like kid stuff for a long time. I'd find a bottle. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking break it. I'm like,
That is, I mean, being poor kind of does let you.
it kind of
tap
rules.
into- It does.
Like, it's so weird. I want to be like, it's weird that being poor is fun. It is weird, but it is like some weird jovial fun. But because when you're a kid, you don't know. Being
it's
poor as an
just
adult
fun.
is like, I want to eat and make rent, and this is stressful. But as a kid, you're just like fucking
I had
life,
I had a
man.
mattress on top of a bathtub, and I was like, "This rules."
on a bathtub.
Yeah, for a little bit.
You might have been poorer than me, my friend.
It's just for a little bit.
Just for a minute.
And then, like in middle school and like early elementary, my parents were out working all night, so I just had the house.
Oh yeah, I was one of those kids for
And
a
then my
little bit.
neighbor.
My
also
dad
had the
locked me
house.
out.
I
one
miss those
time.
days.
You what?
My parents locked me out on accident one time.
My parents locked me out
I was
on
like a
purpose
toddler,
multiple
and I was
times.
like, "What? They locked you
I
out on
said my parents
purpose?"
locked me out on purpose multiple times.
Jesus Christ!
They locked you out.
Get out! We're gonna not fucking here, dude. That is crazy as fuck.
No, for real. My parents.
We're busy in here, not fucking. That's so weird, man.
We gotta sleep together, but not touch each other.
Yeah.
Dude, thank God my parents don't watch your podcast.
Right?
Say some vile shit.
They might
about them.
eventually.
Oh God,
Dude,
that
my
day.
mom doesn't know how to use the internet.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's where like I'd be a little careful with my mom on like what I talk about because she might stumble.
Right.
But like, she's not unaware. You know what I mean?
You
So
were
if I was like, hey man, when you were talking some crazy shit, she would have been like,
There's a clip of.
I feel bad. It's just like, what do you do?
There's a clip of me talking about my grandma, how she cheated on her husband.
Oh,
and my dad was
no.
like, "Yo, what is this?" I was like, "It's funny."
Your
No.
dad watches the podcast?
Huh? It was a promo. We used it as the clip. So we saw it, and he's like, "Man, thank God she doesn't."
I like
follow
how
us."
you.
Don't.
Good thing this is buried on the front page of my Instagram. You fucking. Wait, so you like destroyed some family shit?
No.
Oh,
It was fine.
okay.
She didn't see it, but my dad was like, "No,
Don't say
The
that
moment-
shit.
do that."
Yeah, I've always talked about this. The moment people start listening, that period of time where it like no one's listening, so it doesn't matter too. People are starting to listen is going to be a very hard transition for me and
because
Dom.
we were used to years of just
No one
talking
listening.
into the abyss.
See,
and now we have to like adjust ourselves.
At the beginning, I kind of was drunk on every podcast, so I would
Yeah.
just talk about whatever. But now that I'm like doing it sober, I'm very, very careful with what I say because
Sure.
I know that like there's not many people watching this, but like still in my mind, I'm like, because I get so much anxiety about like digital footprints and like the permanence of the internet.
I've pulled the shoot. I've completely pulled the shoot.
Yeah.
I was on here last time, like, oh, dude, welcome to the podcast. Like, I fucking have stopped caring completely.
so
I
and
think
it's,
all the worst stuff I've said on here is
it's
just
so
vaguely weird, not offensive, just like weird. Like, why would you ever say
Yeah,
that?
yeah, like bringing your dildos to lazy days
Get that
because they'll
weed
get out
smoke on
weed
it.
smoke on them.
Funny.
I was drunk.
See, that's,
Also-
that's funny.
quick interjection. I'm gonna order my lift right now.
All right, yeah,
problem.
order
Okay,
your list right
we'll
now.
wrap it up.
Oh, you're good. You're
Don't
good.
wanna
I think
hold
he
you
says like 8 minutes or something like that.
Cool. Well,
No, I'm not spending $3 more.
Fuck you. You don't get
You
a
a
tip.
lift over Uber
Lift
guy?
this dick, buddy.
I did want to say something though with your mom. I had a grandma who had fucking really bad dementia, and the coming back is
Yeah.
very strange.
It is
Because
it's
they're gone
awkward.
one
It's
day,
awkward,
and then
dude.
the next day they seem to be there. They
But you're
seem to
like-
be okay.
And you're like,
the
can I
day
bring
before-
up the when you weren't here? Like what? You
Yeah.
know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very
It's
strange.
so weird.
Because it's
Strange.
like they're not there. It's like they become a whole different person. Especially
Yeah.
like I'm assuming your mom was going through some sort of like psychosis or something related to that. It's just so weird.
Yeah.
I have like quite a few family members with bipolar, and like even my sister, like watching my sister, like who I just like grew up with, just like this, like she's my sister, and then she just like goes fucking crazy and tells me that I'm dead and died in a plane crash, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It's just
That was
like
a funny
so
story.
weird. No, but then she comes back and she's like, I didn't even say that. And I'm like, yes, you did, Rachel.
I-
Actually,
Your-
you definitely
My
did say
boyfriend
that to
heard
me.
the conversation
So,
over the
like,
phone.
you definitely
Yeah.
did say that.
Yeah, it was a funny but very strange.
So I don't know.
concerning
That's
phone
what the weird thing too is. Even when they're out there, do you be like, "No, that didn't happen, idiot"? Like, how do you be like fucking dumbass?
Yeah, that just makes
I don't
it
know how to do.
worse.
So I'm like,
Like, you're one of them. You're
I just
fed.
be like, "Are you sure? Seems far fetched to me." You know, and I try to be gentle and like push them,
yeah.
guide them back into real life for a second. But yeah, man, it's fucking. You can weird. I think some people just make like. I don't know how to explain it, but I was explaining this about like certain homeless people. I think there's two types of crazy where it's just like, fuck, who knows what happened? But then there's the like, I literally made every wrong decision ever
Yeah.
until I've spiraled into shitville.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
so-
like it's like genetic crazy.
I like how we're like, let's
versus,
get in on mental health. That's my Uber's
Yeah,
gonna be
no.
here in 3 minutes.
For real. I feel like it's just like, it's like genetic issues, like people who were just kind of born fucked and they've always been fucked, and then people who just life has beaten them down and they've just like done
I
like,
hate
fucked up their
believing
life
in
too
that
much.
though. I hate being
No?
like it makes me feel so bad to think that like someone could just be born.
Fucked up.
Fucked
I
up.
mean,
Yeah,
I
but I'm
think
sure it
it-
had because there's like
It
schizophrenic
has to be.
children, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's fucking.
There has to be just
Shit.
some people are just not. They're not
They're
there.
just
They
wired
never
What a
like the
were.
cool
wires
what a
across
cool way to end a
the-
podcast.
It's such a sad.
So
Everyone goes
children
kill
are born with
themselves.
mental illnesses, right? All right. See you on the next episode of the.
Goodbye.
Damn
Guys
it, dude.
enjoyed that?
Maybe if we say it in a silly voice.
That
He's a child.
This child
He's
born
a
fucking
schizophrenic.
Don't
Oh no.
don't dear child. Don't do that.
schizophrenic.
Cool. All right, she's arriving here soon.
man, let's wrap it
All right, let's.
Then let's fucking. That's it.
Best
then.
way to end a
Everyone
podcast
go kill
ever.
yourselves, but
No.
don't blame me.
don't blame.
Don't
Don't
do
blame
it.
Liz.
Remember,
I'm just kidding for legal purposes.
Don't do cocaine, but it does work for Liz.
don't
Remember
do
this.
cocaine. If you lace cocaine, stick of dynamite. National television.
Hold it.
Don't fucking fund your kids. And remember, don't make it obvious that you're not fucking either. You guys have a fucking
Yeah.
good
Thank you,
one.
Nick.
If you
Yes,
made it this
sir.
far, thank you, Nick, for coming back on. We're excited to see you next time.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Episode 144.